I'm having a little trouble with the starter on this motor, and I think honestly I've always had this problem. If I look back at that first video, I was having that problem then. That is that it turns over really slowly. Let me show you what happens when you turn the key. Barely turns over, it doesn't want. See, there's that first and it just stops there. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. So I was gonna just buy a new starter because they're not that expensive. They're like 50 or 60 bucks and throw that in. But I thought, you know, let's try to be a little bit more intelligent about it. So I'm gonna be using, you know, one of these jump packs. Got the cables wired into that. That's what we're gonna use to start the thing. What I'm gonna try to do is bypass, so remember the battery goes in on this white wire positive to this side of the solenoid, and then the ground goes into right here. So and when you turn the key, that energizes the solenoid, which sends power to this side over to this starter. I'm going to hook the battery up just to this side and bypass all this and see if that makes a difference in how the starter works. Alright, so I've just hooked up the positive lead right to that positive terminal on the starter, and when I touch this to a ground, it's going to turn. I got to find a decent ground. I guess right here. So it's going to be a little shocking. I mean, not literally shocking, but there might be sparks. So here we go. Let's see if this makes a difference. Whoa, huge difference. So what that tells me then is the starter is just fine, but it's somewhere in this cable to the solenoid that's bad. So I'm not going to replace the starter. What I'm going to do is let's start with this cable. I guess I can. Let me put the here. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I've moved my jump pack to positive to this side of the solenoid and put the ground there, and then when I turn the key, I think it should energize that, and let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to turn the key. That seemed pretty good. God, there's a lot of smoke. I think that's not electrical smoke. I think that's okay. That seemed better, which would tell me that, yeah, that's coming on there, that it's these wires somewhere. Maybe it's the ground. Maybe it's this wire. Let me, I want to show you what I did. I moved the ground. It was down here, and this just doesn't seem like very good ground, and it wasn't that tight, so I'm sure that was the problem, or part of the problem. I pulled it out and I moved it up to here, and then I tightened these, cleaned these wires up a little bit. Let's give it a go now. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Still not perfect. Even with that cleaned up, I was still not getting really the kind of voltage to the starter motor that I wanted. So I just replaced the, here's the positive and here's the negative with some 4-gauge stranded copper that I had lying around. And then I made them much shorter, so I'm not going to have the voltage loss. And then I wired in this plug, which is called an EC5, into this jump pack, which is what I'm going to use to start the boat. And let me just show you how great it starts now. Right, it's not going to start because I don't have gas hooked up, but how well it turns over. So here we go. Look at that. I mean, that is the way it's supposed to be done. So I'm going to declare that fixed. Now, I thought I was ready. Now it appears that I have oil running down here, which means there's probably a seal in here that has dried up over the winter or whatever. I'd like to ignore it, but if you don't fix that, what that's going to do is let water into your lower unit, your gears here, and dilute your oil and wreck your lower unit. So now I guess I got to figure that out.